Hey everybody, Jim Powers with MaryvilleSaints.com and Saints Vision as we catch up with our coaches this week. And starting us off is our men's soccer coach, David Korn. And David, I guess we go from the high of knocking off a ranked opponent for the first time in many, many years to just not getting out of the gate the way you wanted to on Sunday against S&T. Let's talk about Drury on Friday night. What a tremendous game for the guys.
Yeah, I thought our guys played really, really well. I mean, we played, I thought, a very talented opponent, a very well-coached team. And I thought coming into the game, our guys prepared well during the week. I thought we had a great intensity about our play, a real sense of urgency on the ball, and I thought we were very deserving of getting the result and ultimately the win on the road.
You know, the one guy that I wanted to talk a little bit about, our Saint of the Week this week, and he had the game winner on Friday night. You know, Kevin Doherty has just been, you know, once again, we talked about a leader on the field and one of those leadership guys, and it was great to see him get that game winner on Friday.
It was a tremendous finish. He has had two of those kind of similar situations this year, and we know, you know, in those areas he's very good and very comfortable around goal. So he did well to position himself, and actually his work kind of earned our first goal as well. So he had, I thought, a really good performance on Friday, and he's been someone as a senior that's led by example a lot for a lot of our young guys, and I think he just brings a tremendous work rate and is obviously a very talented player as well.
You know, and then Sunday just it didn't start good, and it kind of snowballed in the first half against S&T, and able to do a few things in the second half, but obviously a little bit of lag, a little bit of wear and tear caught up to us on Sunday in that first 10 minutes, 15 minutes.
Yeah, we you know, for as well as we started the game on Friday and as much, you know, praise as we gave to the guys for that, we didn't do as well on Sunday, and you know, I think as we reflect on the game, that's going to be something that we can certainly use to grow and improve in the future. You know, I think a couple of our own mistakes, and again, you play a talented opponent, and Missouri S&T has done as well as they have in the conference for a reason. They've got a couple of very good attacking players, and I think are well organized. So the second half was a really good response by our guys, but obviously we don't want to put ourselves in that position where it takes us being down at halftime or you know, trailing in the game to all of a sudden play with the right level of enthusiasm and just make some better decisions on the ball.
With a game like that, is it kind of a wake-up call maybe to the younger guys that aren't used, they're still kind of getting used to travel and getting used to the GLVC, kind of maybe a wake-up call that you can't take that first couple minutes off of a match on Sunday and expect to be able to be there at the end?
Yeah, and I wouldn't even pin it just on our younger guys. I think as a team, the team has positioned themselves to have a couple good performances in a row. We were, you know, played a good opponent against Rockhurst on last week on Sunday, and then this past weekend, you know, have a good performance against Drury. And I think as you start to build on those, it's important not to become too complacent. So from the standpoint of being more consistent as a team, I think that's something that all of our team, our older guys or younger guys, are still learning and growing through. But I also think this is going to be an important turning point for us as we move into the next week and into this, you know, final 8 games of the season. That's going to be a really good learning experience, and I think something that we'll look back on and say, hey, this is a big part of why we were so successful.
And let's talk about a grind. We got 3 games coming up in 5 days, starting on Friday. You got Parkside, Lewis, and then the makeup with McKendree. Talk a little bit about what you've seen from Parkside and from Lewis on film getting ready for this weekend.
Well, you know, they're both coming off good results on the weekend. We'll play Parkside first on Friday, and I think they're going to be a team that's pretty good on the ball and has the ability to score goals. So we defensively have to be, I think, very tuned in and make it difficult for them. And then even Lewis just won on Sunday and came from behind, so they showed a little bit of resiliency and the ability to kind of rally. So these games are important for us, but they're also important for them in terms of all of us putting ourselves in a position to be in the GLVC playoffs.
And then the McKendree game, that's going to be a makeup. And just for everybody that doesn't know the kind of rules with the GLVC, you have to play at least 70 minutes of the match for the match to count. We didn't even get close to that, so we're starting from scratch on Tuesday afternoon at 2:30. And, you know, that's a tail end of that, you know, brutal stretch. How do you keep the guys ready to go, especially after seeing McKendree for a half in about 5 minutes?
Yeah. Well, the good news is we went through a stretch like this about 2 weeks ago where we played Friday, Sunday, and then Tuesday. So I think we as a team learned through the preparation, learned through the recovery that was needed, the way for us to handle that kind of a stretch. So it's nice to be able to have that experience in our back pocket. But at the same time, a lot of the onus is on our players and our coaching staff to do a good job with the limited time we have to help our players regenerate in between matches, to help them with the right information via film and training sessions and things like that. So it's exciting. I'm looking forward to this stretch, which really is going to wind up being about 5 games in 10 days. And if you're a player, you want to play. And this should be a lot of fun for our guys.
Outstanding stuff, David. Thanks so much. We'll see you on Friday down at the pitch.
Sounds good. Thanks a lot, Jim.
David Korn joins us. And now Friday we go against Wisconsin Parkside. For the men, it will be a 1 o'clock start. Then Sunday, a 2:30 start against Lewis. And then next Tuesday, it'll be a 2:30 start against McKendree. We'll have the Lewis match and the McKendree match audio broadcast on Saints Vision. On Friday, you'll be able to follow all the action on our Twitter feed at Maryville Saints. For Coach, I'm Jim Powers. Thanks so much for tuning in to MaryvilleSaints.com and Saints Vision. Have a great week, and as always, go Saints.
Go Saints.